Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Dance Kid Dance! Live in Des Moines. Wells Fargo Arena, Friday, April 25th. I need your attention. With special guests, Beartooth and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at HiVTix.com. It's about to get heavy. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit Shinedown.com.
Jason Aldean, Full Throttle Tour 2025, powered by Patriot Mobile. When the lights come on. Friday, September 19th, Wells Fargo Arena. With Nate Smith. You set my world on fire. And Ray Lynn. Jason Aldean. On sale now at IowaEventCenter.com. Jason Aldean Live. All Access. An inside look at what it takes to operate Iowa's largest entertainment and convention facilities. This is Iowa Event Center All Access. From Iowa Everywhere.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of All Access here on the Iowa Everywhere Podcast Network. We're presented by the Iowa Event Center. Matt Van Winkle, Adam Flack, Director of Marketing at the Iowa Event Center here for another episode. And Adam, you guys have had a busy week. You've got a couple new announcements to make. We'll talk about that. We've got a busy weekend of local basketball and hockey with the Wolves and the Wild in action. And we're going to kind of preview some of the events you guys have coming up in late winter and early spring as people get ready for, the summer. We got the home show we'll talk about, state tournaments. A lot of people are going to be down in Des Moines for that. Adam, how you doing?
Doing great. Looking forward to those state tournaments. Hopefully weather improves. You know, everybody says there's a winter storm for girls state, but I don't think so. We're going to have great weather for those this year and great tournaments as well. So, and with these new show announcements, I've got you some new videos to run on pre-roll. So you can let Fails know he won't have to hear the Gillis ad just one more time for a while.
Oh man, those are great. We always love mixing those into our shows because it adds a little flavor. And those stand-up ones are fun because you get a little taste of what's to come with those shows. And but yeah, they can get repetitive, so it's nice to have a little mix. So we'll see what we get in our new ones here. But hey, some new announcements as we mentioned. The first one, Shinedown's coming. They're coming back to Des Moines for their new Dance Kid Dance Tour Friday, April 25th. Special guest Beartooth and Morgan Wade.
Yeah, Shinedown, band that has been in Des Moines often. They always put on a great show. I think Beartooth being the opener, they've been in town a couple times, I think, at some different venues. So really looking forward to that show. We had a great start on our pre-sales, and it goes on sale Friday at 10 a.m. So looking forward to seeing some rock back in the building. We haven't had any since last fall.
And they've been around for a while, too, so they're one of those bands, too, that's built a nice big following. And I saw a lot of people talking about that one online, too, so a lot of excitement around that one. Also, Jason Aldean bringing the Full Throttle Tour to Wells Fargo Arena. Well, we'll talk about that. Coming to Wells Fargo Arena Friday, September 19th. Special guest Nate Smith, Ray Lynn, and DJ Silver. Tickets go on sale today, January 24th, 10 a.m., so get your tickets now.
Yeah, I think this is a great package. Aldean has been here pretty consistently. Was here back in 22, I think in 20 as well. Great performer, puts on a high energy show. Nate Smith is an opener. He's up and coming and doing great. So looking forward to this show. It's at Wells Fargo Arena, right? But we changed to Casey Center on July 1st. And so this is the first announcement we've had where we got some calls from media after we sent out the release saying, hey, just confirming where is this? And so you'll hear from us. We don't transition to Casey Center until July 1st. So from now through June 30, we will still refer to it as Wells Fargo Arena. And then you'll see all new artwork and ads come out on July 1st with Casey Center. So a little bit of a transition period for us, but excited to see Aldean open up our fall. And I think we're going to have a strong one.
Yeah, he's got a huge following here in Iowa, obviously. And I believe, hasn't he played State Fair and lots of local areas too, and just has been around for a long time. I remember I think when I was in college, he played at Hilton Coliseum up there way back in the day when he first got his start. So
yeah, I believe in our 20 years, which we're coming up on 20 years in July, this is his 5th headlining show at our place. And then he was here as an opener as well, which is one of the cool things about country is they start as openers, they come in, we We were just looking at this the other day. We had Blake Shelton open up for Rascal Flatts one year.
Well, you had Taylor Swift open for Keith Urban. So
exactly. Ed Sheeran open up for Taylor Swift. So some groups do it right, where they get in and build their following and then take over the headlining and don't look back from there.
One of the cool things we've talked about that you guys do, and you do like gifts for these artists that come in, these headliners. What are some of the gifts that you remember that Jason Aldean's gotten over the years?
Oh, I don't remember any of them, to be honest.
I feel like you gotta get creative with him because he's kind of an out there guy.
Yeah, and it's really tough. You talk about the gifting to the artists, and we try to do something unique to Des Moines and unique to them, right? To show that something that maybe they'll use, they'll keep, whatever. Now you see a lot of buildings doing crew gifts as well. So you're not just getting a creative gift for Jason Aldean, but maybe it's, custom T-shirts or a coffee cart or just something else back at house for the whole crew to enjoy versus just giving this one item to one person. So the artist and crew treatment has shifted over the years, but at the end of the day, they're here for one day and we want them to have a good time. So we do what we can for them.
Well, back to like Taylor Swift, that was one of the big things with the Eras tour that she got such good PR about that she like gave all these bonuses to her staff and the tech crew and stuff like that were with her the whole way. So very cool. So so again, Shinedown and Jason Aldean, 2 shows. Those tickets are both on sale as of today, Friday, January 24th, 10 a.m. Correct? HiVTix.com. Correct.
I got a trivia question before we move on.
Okay.
So Aldean has headlined 5 times. As of this fall, and I'm not talking about Garth Brooks because he did 6 shows at one time. I'm talking about over the multiple years. What country artist do you think has played the building the most?
Country artist?
It's a country artist, yeah.
Carrie Underwood?
Nope. She's been here a few times.
Let's see.
It's a male solo act.
Luke? No, you had Luke Bryan. That was her first time having him. Country. Ooh, I'm stumped. Who is it?
Kenny Chesney.
Oh, wow. I've seen him there at least twice. Okay. When was the last time he was back, though?
Oh, gosh. Must have been.
It's been a while, right?
It has been a while, but he's been here 6 times as a headliner.
Okay.
And he just booked
the Sphere.
He's the first country artist going to the Sphere. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I'm on his email list. This should have popped in my mind first. I'm on his email list to get tickets to that because I think the first round of that sold out pretty quick. And I just got an email that they just opened up 3 new shows for that. So that's going to be cool. I'm excited to check that out and hopefully maybe get tickets. I don't know what the cost on those is, though.
I don't either, but probably more than going to the high school state tournaments.
That Kenny Chesney does always put on a great show, and I'm sure Luke Bryan's the same way. So looking forward to having him. Looking forward to having him back. So this will be 6 for him.
Well, it'll be the 5th headlining.
Okay, 5th. So
6th overall time. Yeah.
Okay, he's getting close to Kenny.
Yep. Need Kenny to come back.
Awesome. Well, coming up this week, the Iowa Wolves are back with a home game Friday night, 6:30 tip against the Valley Sun. Friday night's game is their Hoops for Hope Cancer Awareness game. They're going to be wearing special jerseys that they're going to auction after the game, Adam.
Yep. Yeah, they do a great job with those specialty jerseys. I know some leagues don't allow you to do more than 1 or 2.
Yeah.
The G League will allow quite a few if you get them approved through the league and make sure they meet the specifications of the uniform. But they do this quite often, and it's pretty popular. So it's a great game. It's a great cause. I know the American Cancer Society is involved and a lot of stuff going on during the game. And the Wolves need a good crowd. They got to keep winning.
Yeah, absolutely. Fun to go down there and watch some G League hoops. And then we've been talking about this on Iowa Everywhere for the last couple of weeks. Dylan Scott's coming to play Wells Fargo Arena for the Iowa Wild game on Saturday. It's going to feature a post-game concert with Dylan Scott, great country singer, multi-platinum award winner. And it's cool. Your ticket to the game gets you a ticket to the concert after the show. They've been doing this for a while, too. And this is a big act for them to get.
Yeah, they have, and they keep getting great artists. So this is great to have Dylan Scott come in. I'm sure he'll be back, in an opener or headliner capacity here soon. But yeah, this night is always fun. It's always a huge crowd. So I would get your tickets before you go down there. I know the lower level is limited availability, so you'll sit for the game upstairs. I believe they allow you to move around, when the concert starts, because there's some people that have a package that lets them go on the ice.
I think it's the Gold Pass. Yeah, if you get the Gold Pass, I think you have to get that separately. They'll get you access down on the ice if you want to get closer to the action. So
yeah, and then the others from upstairs can move down if they find some available seats. So it'll be a good night. They've got a quick turn after that game, though. We got a quick turn from basketball to hockey for Saturday, including a stage for a concert. And then we got to tear that stage down and get ready for and get it back to their regular setup for their kids' takeover day game on Sunday, which is interesting. I'm not sure what it all entails, but I'm assuming kids are doing a lot of the announcing, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Sounds like a youth jersey giveaway, first 1,500 kids, 12 and under. So a little fun for the adults, maybe with the Dylan Scott concert, and then got the kids takeover on Sunday. So yeah, you'll have to come check it out, Wells Fargo Arena, get your tickets for that as well. And back to the country concert with Dylan Scott, I believe, can you explain how they set that stage up with the ice? From what I hear too, is like they put a little cover on the ice for people to stand on, right? So you're standing on literally on the ice. I think they told people wear boots, wear something warm on your feet, because you're going to be on the ice for a little bit if you're down there.
Yeah, so what they'll do is on the south end, which is the normal stage end, they'll push those retract seats back. And so there'll be a gap between the hockey glass and the seats. They'll build the stage in that opening there. And then after the game, they'll quickly try to, I think they remove the glass in the front, they move it a certain amount, and then put down some rugs and stuff for people to stand on. I believe we'll have concessions down there somewhere in one of the bombs. So it's a pretty quick process. I think typically, he'll come in the afternoon and sound check and be ready. That way, once the game's over and the setup's done, he can come out and just take the stage right then.
It's such a cool idea to have that concert just built in to the game. It's pretty unique. I feel like maybe some minor league teams have done that with baseball in the summers, some post-game concerts and stuff like that. I know sometimes the Wild will bring in artists to perform in the concession, or the when you walk in and stuff like that. But this is cool to have this a big act just kind of built into your ticket. So
it's something
cool
that
opportunity.
They brought to us, and it was a great idea. It was great to have it. The Wolves do a couple of these as well. We actually, the rodeo 5 or 6 years ago tried it for their event, and so they would bring an artist in and do it after. That was tough because it was such a long event where you would open the doors at 6 for everybody to come down on the dirt. The show wouldn't start till 7:30, 7:45. You had a couple hour show and then a concert. So it wasn't as successful there. I think in this format, it's a lot better because this is what you're going for. You might not go to the game until intermission of the first and catch two periods of hockey and then a concert.
Cool. Well, that's what's coming up this weekend at Wells Fargo Arena. How we look ahead to some of the things happening in the next coming months, too, in February into March, Adam. You guys got the Des Moines Home and Garden Show coming back February 13th through the 16th. That's Thursday through Sunday. That's a cool event, and I think that's spread out quite a bit, right? You guys take over a lot of the EMC Expo Center.
Yeah, so we take over EMC Expo Center. There's stuff in Community Choice. So it's it's always one of the best attended shows that we have, along with the show that we'll talk about in a little bit. Home and Garden Show, it's great. It starts you thinking about the spring and landscaping companies and roofing companies and modeling and all sorts of stuff there. You'll see a lot of vendors will come back year after year, and this is kind of like their kickoff to the spring to get some jobs lined up. So and they have some stages and other features as well. Yeah.
Definitely get you thinking about that next project coming up in the spring. Get that into your mind. I'll probably be going down there and look at hot tubs. I've been in the hot tub spirit lately with this cold weather, so I'm sure they'll have some of those opportunities down there as well. And then as we mentioned, state tournament season is coming up. Wrestling, girls and boys basketball. You start in February with wrestling, and then you get into some hoops. The girls leading things off as well. But we're going to have a lot of you listeners probably coming down here. A lot of people from these smaller communities coming down to the arena and cheering on their local teams.
Yeah, I think the one communication point that we really want to get across to high school state tournaments is we're cashless. You can't send your kid with a $20 bill and come down. Now they can, I believe, still exchange for a gift card. Or if they've got like a green light card or something, then they can get it. But we are mostly cashless. And then clear bags is always an issue. Make sure you bring a clear bag unless it's one of those small handheld purses. So those are the couple things that are really important for us that we're trying to communicate out. Digital tickets as well. So make sure that you've got your ticket on your phone, into your Google or Apple wallet. So we continue to educate on that because you're right. Some of these people are coming from a long ways away in the northwest or northeast corner of the state, don't get down to the facility very often. So we want to make sure we can try to reach them and explain venue policies.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good idea with the clear bag too, because that's a long walk back to your car in
Yes,
the
it is.
cold if you bring something you shouldn't. So, and again, all that information can be found at iowaeventcenter.com too if people have questions,
Correct.
right?
Yep. Yeah. And we're going to get information to the Girls Athletic Union and the High School Boys Association just to make sure that they can send that stuff out as well a little earlier this year than we got it to them last year.
And you'll probably start getting some of those wrestling results coming in here pretty soon. So we'll probably start knowing who's going to be down here, and people will be able to start making those plans here pretty soon, right?
Yeah, and tickets are on sale for state wrestling right now.
Okay.
So you can go on to HiVTix.com and buy your state wrestling tickets. Girls and boys basketball will go on sale soon, but we'll let wrestling have a couple weeks here to sell.
Well, we'll get through state tournaments and then lead right into the Iowa Deer Classic, always a popular event that comes back each and every year, March 7th through the 9th this year.
Like I said with Home and Garden Show, it's popular. A lot of people come down. Honestly, the earlier you can get there on Friday or all day Sunday, if you're looking for a time to really shop through when it's not as crowded, Saturday is the peak time. Saturday when it opens to mid-afternoon really is the peak for that. So if you want to go and you just don't want to deal with as many people, Friday or Sunday would be better. Great show. Always have some seminars and stages going. We have guys that come down and buy a 3-day pass, and they'll bring their bow and they'll participate in a 300 shoot. They'll do some archery stuff. They've got all sorts of stuff down there for you to do. And so they'll just bring the bow, check it in, and make it a weekend.
Yeah, that another great family-friendly event. A lot of hands-on things you can do with the family, and that runs through the entire weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Cool. Well, hey, that's kind of what's going on around the events. And I thought we'd maybe take a look around, see what's going on around Central Iowa. I know we just had some announcements. Hinterland just announced their headliners as well. August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. They got some big names coming this year. Tyler, the Creator on Friday. Casey Musgraves, who I've seen live, great performer on Saturday. And then Lana Del Rey and Bleachers on Sunday. Great lineup for Hinterland. They always bring top-end talent down there to St. Charles, Iowa. And I would assume it's going to be another good crowd this year.
Yeah, it's great to see how the festival's grown. It just keeps going. Every year they've got good headliners, and maybe you meet the next act, earlier in the day that's going to be a headliner down the road.
Yeah.
But Sam and his team do a great job putting that on. And I really enjoy what they've done. They listen to their fans. They had some heat issues last year, some water issues, and they've really listened and put a big investment in, it looks like, to make this thing go better for fans.
Good. Yeah, I think last year they had Chapel Roan, who was the song of the summer this year with Hot to Go. Maybe that's an appropriate name, Hot to Go.
Well, you kind of know what you're getting into in August in Central Iowa. It could be pretty humid and hot, but you still, if you're at an event, you want to have some sort of ability to get a break from the heat.
Well, and the thing that you get with that show or with that festival is you do get a lot of Iowa people, but you're getting a lot of people from out of state now. Yeah. And you're getting people that come from Los Angeles that want to go to that over, a Lollapalooza around the same time, just because it's, a little bit cheaper, a little bit smaller crowds to deal with. So, and you're getting a lot of the same artists that come through there. So you're getting a lot of people from out of state that may not know what an Iowa summer is like. So, good information. And I see an artist on there that I haven't heard from in a while. Rebecca Black, do you remember her?
Only from the Iowa Sports Network, that morning show that plays her every Friday.
It's Friday. Got to get down on Friday. Wow, she's back. Okay, all right, she's making a comeback. Good. Well, maybe she didn't go anywhere. Maybe I just forgot about her. But
how was Friday her number 3 song on the top track?
She apparently we've dropped the Sugar Water, Cyanide, and Trust are her other hits. So. I'm gonna have to go check those out. Maybe she obviously grew up a little bit. I think that song was 20 years ago. Interesting. Well, go check that out. Hinterlandiowa.com. I believe. Let me double check. Pre-sale starts. Oh, pre-sale starts on Thursday.
Yep.
Yes, pre-sale is on now. So hinterlandiowa.com if you want to check any of that out. The other thing I wanted to bring to your attention, I don't know if you've seen any of this. This is kind of in your space. The TGL Golf League. Have you seen any of this? It's ESPN's broadcasting this. Our friend Chris Hassel, obviously on Two Guys, was just talking about this on the show the other day. They've got a few different locations. I believe they have some out in the West Coast and they have some out in Florida, possibly. Maybe it's just Florida, the SoFi Center out there. But it's an indoor, like, simulated golf league. Have you caught any of this?
I caught the first week. It was interesting. I kind of liked it, where it was, I thought the technology was great that they were using. The team aspect to it was fun. They were laid back, looked like the crowd was into it. I did not catch this past week when Tiger was playing. And honestly, I didn't know it was happening. I think that's one of the issues that they have right now is you heard about it for a long time, then you didn't hear about it, and then it just started. And it's only once a week, right? Tuesday night or something.
Yeah.
But
and
it's hard to remember, on a weekly show like that until it gets a little bit longer into it.
Yeah, you can see on the picture here, if you're watching on the stream, they basically have a simulated golf course, at least once you get to the putting green and stuff like that, and they have sand traps, and you tee off from real grass and you hit into a basically like you see like a golf simulator anywhere. It looks very similar, just maybe a little bigger than you'd hit into at one locally here, but it's pretty cool. And like you said, they're getting the big stars, which is helping for sure. I think they got a really big number when Tiger played, and it's kind of fun to see. They play a really tight round. I think there's only 3 players per team, and they get done in less than 2 hours. So I don't know. We'll see if it sticks around. It's kind of a fun golf off-season type event when there's not really much going on. So we'll see if this sticks around. But I'm curious. I should have asked Hassel this. Is this something that people can pay to do and play? I would assume, right? When I don't know. Pros aren't playing it?
Yeah, I don't know. Because when you think about it, you can only have, 6 to 8 people playing together at a time if you do like teams. And I don't know what the cost is to run it or build it or do it. But, when you're reserving that space for an hour or two with just limited number of people, there's not a great opportunity for revenue unless you're charging a lot. So you got to cover the cost of using the technology as well.
Well, and the cool thing is that they can change like elevations on the putting greens and stuff like that.
I saw that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So there's like, they build in different holes through this, which is really cool. And they can play different courses like that. So I'm curious. I really actually wonder if this could be something that like tours to different places. Like, could they take this? Could they take this to the like a Wells Fargo arena or something like that? That could be kind of fun. I don't know. Just maybe a smaller venue than the arena, but this seems like something that has legs to it. I'll be following it for sure.
I think it's good. I would love to see them mic up players on the PGA Tour. Maybe this opens up a little bit of opportunity for the PGA to say, hey, it's not that bad. I would love to see them do that. Just, you have those featured golfers that they show on the different channels and mic them up so that the fans can hear more about what they're talking about.
Maybe you don't want to hear everything they talk about, but it is fun. Maybe even it's just maybe the caddy or something like that. Like, hearing those discussions. I know golf tries to do that a little bit. They have people walking around with sound monitors and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. Golf sometimes takes itself too seriously, in my opinion. It is a serious sport, but maybe break off some of those old traditions. And I think you're right. Maybe mic up a few guys. Maybe maybe not in the Masters or like the PGA.
Well, they're not going to do it. They're like the Rose Bowl, the Masters, they're not going to change
some of these early ones. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, check it out. I think you're right. Tuesdays, ESPN carries these. It's a fun event. If you haven't checked it out, maybe do so next week or so. Before we go, next week we're going to have a fun interview, and I know you'll be gone. It'll be me and Chris Connolly, but we're going to have a special guest joining us. You want to tell us who's going to be joining?
Yeah. So first, as you mentioned, Chris Connolly will be on. He's our general manager. Looking forward to getting an update on the year from him. But we're going to talk to Zach Lau, who was an event manager with us at the Iowa Event Center, did some concerts and some convention events. He left our company a couple years ago, moved out to Washington, D.C., and is an event manager at Capital One Arena. If you follow the inauguration, they moved all those events indoors. Capital One Arena hosted 2 of them, including his, speech on the inauguration day. So Zach was part of that. He's a part of that team. We tried to get him on for today, but he's working Monster Jam out there. So there's no rest out there either. They go from President Trump to Gravedigger. But he will join us on Monday. Looking forward to hearing what that was all about and the quick turnaround that they had once they found out they were doing it. So yeah, he'll be on the show.
Very cool. Looking forward to that. And then once again, just a reminder of the announcements you guys made this week. Shinedown coming April 25th. Jason Aldean, September 19th. Both of those tickets are on sale. HiVTix.com. And remember, the Iowa Wolves are in action Friday, and the Iowa Wild with games Saturday and Sunday, Wells Fargo Arena, and that post-game concert with the Wild on Saturday, January 25th with Dylan Scott. All right, for Adam Flack, I'm Matt Van Winkle. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of All Access presented by the Iowa Event Center.